So Kasparov was somehow in the middle of a conflict that he couldn't control. And then finally he decided to side anyway with Schott and Key.
Yeah.
It's a very funny story, actually, especially if you take into account that he wants to become FIDE president.
So, Anatoly, how did you see this? Because at that point, I mean, you had some disappointing results against Short. Now, if we look back, like, let's say in hindsight, immediately after the match, you win Tilburg, and then you have your best result ever in Linares. Did you feel stronger that your position was stronger than most people actually thought it was? Because in general, public opinion was was more in favor of Kasparov at that point. Were you very much convinced that this was let's say one step in a comeback?
But actually, all my matches with Kasparov, we don't talk about the first one. There was a lot of fight, and then so I was leading, and I should win the match in Sevilla, 87. I lost last game. Kasparov equalized score, and then match in New York, Lyon. We had two parts: 12 games in New York, 12 games in Lyon. French Lyon. So in New York, I was playing much better, and so we finished that part with 6-6. But if you look at the games, as minimum I should get 7 points out of 12, at maximum 8. So normally it should be +3, I think, that part. And then I started with the French part, also quite good. And then I just overlooked something in game 15. I think I didn't win completely winning game, and then I lost game 16. And then later I had completely winning position. Then I overlooked exchange. Probably remember, because it was shown many times Kasparov had strange face, and so that in completely winning position I just gave him a title.
It was a YouTube hit even before YouTube. It was shown everywhere.
Yeah. And then, actually I didn't feel that Kasparov is much stronger, so okay, he doesn't play, then I think, why not?
Yeah. So, how did the match end up in the Netherlands? Let's say the first part was held in the Netherlands, and then the second part was supposed to be in Oman, which in the end turned out to be Jakarta. How did it end up here?
Yeah, because Campo wanted to have the first half here. I was strongly opposed.
Why?
Because I had a good reason for that. I mean, basically, I attended the FIDE meeting in Athens where they were discussing this. At that time, it was not much after the match, maybe April. The news came that chess pieces were found in Oman. And this seemed to be quite serious.
Ancient chess pieces.
Ancient chess. The story, I just checked it now. The story is fascinating, actually, how they found these pieces. But it seemed to be serious. 2 million Swiss francs. They needed to have a guarantee of the minister in Oman. Actually, Anatoly just mentioned that we never saw anyone from Oman after that. But I think that Campo, when it was if it was serious, would it be better for Campo just to concentrate on Oman? Forget about the first half. Just play. If he wants to have a higher price fund than Short Kasparov, I told him, please have 12 games in Oman for this price fund and your average higher. But he, for some reason, he was very interested to have the first half in Holland, and actually the press was not very positive here. And I was very worried about this, because
you mean the general attitude towards the match as a world championship?
They believe that Anatoly and I shouldn't play this much. I don't understand why not, but they had some reasons for that. They thought it was not a real match. And I saw this negative reports, and I believe that it would be very difficult to find sponsorship here. Kasparov Campo wanted to go to Holland anyway.
But why?
He
wanted to have it here. Because he could split it with France.
Yes, that was also, that was the other possibility.
Yeah.
I said,
Okay, bad relations
just,
with there, but
yeah, just split it
it's
with
not so
France.
important.
If
There's
you
bad
don't,
relations
yeah,
with
that's
Gaspar.
what they told me. They told me, if you split it with France, or just do
Or
half,
just-
because I think that at that moment, I mean, we didn't have so much time. Balfour was serious, and Oman was serious.
And this was, your hopes were pinned on Balfour. I mean, this was your idea, Balfour and Oman.
Yeah, we
No, I
did it
said
together.
what is this?
It
was
was
idea
together,
before.
one letter, and together, so that was a very strong sign of support.
Yeah.
And he simply didn't want to do it. And then, yeah, why did he want to come to Holland? Because he didn't see this bad publicity. And he thought, he worked with a quit claim. You know that, correct? What a quit claim basically means that if you're looking for money, if the organizers cannot get it, okay, it's left. They get any way to manage it.
No, of course, before was very serious. First of all, Schwinma, who was minister in France, and he was mayor of Belfort. And then
Saving them up, yeah.
now economical situation is not so positive in that area, but that time, Belfort, which is small city, and area of Belfort, but area of Belfort is very industrial. They have computers companies, they have actually this speed train company, Alstom, they have car producer companies. So after Paris and Lyon, they have this third in France economical potential. Even now, I think they are among the first five. This so small number of people living there. And Schwinma,
Mayor,
huh?
Federal Mayor,
Yeah.
Schwinma.
Yeah, Schwinma,
No, I
yeah,
mentioned,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Pierre Schwinma. And then this was very serious, and because I knew mayor and heads of the companies, I was absolutely sure that Belfort could make, even if you would ask, Belfort could make the whole match.
Yeah. Okay, but so we ended up with the situation that the match was going to be held in the Netherlands, in Zwolle, Arnhem, and Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And there was no prize fund because the prize fund was going to come from Oman, which
No, different way. No, Poland should give.
yeah. I'm running ahead of things.
Yes,
I mean, this,
yes.
The aim was that there would be
Yeah,
a prize
this
fund.
is tricky quit claim.
Yeah.
That is the tricky thing, you know. The company
Okay, you know details, but I know only the result, and it was presented to me,
Yeah.
because I was not part of negotiations.
Yeah. And once you discovered when you were playing here that this was going to be the case, I mean, did this affect you in any manner, or could you distance yourself from that?
No, still, I believe that if a match is going to take place in the country of one player, so of course it's not so good. And actually, I didn't like the idea what FIDE made now with Carson forcing him to play in India. So at the end, it happened that it was not in favor of Anand. Maybe it was more in favor of Carson, because it was unusual for Anand to play in India, and probably he had too much public attention. But still, this is something how to say, something out of the regulations if you play in the country of one player.
Yeah.
And, but of course, I had nothing against Holland, because I played so many tournaments here, and so everything was always.
How many months did you spend here?
In my life,
Yeah.
months, maybe a year.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
No, how many Tilburg tournaments? 9?
More than a year, yeah.
You probably
Nine
spent
Tilburg
more than a year
tournaments.
here.
More than a year.
And then Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Groningen twice. And then yes, more than a year, for sure.
And you have to
So
also
it's
watch-
actually completely weird that we're having this evening in English. So, but okay, this was the organizational part. Now we go to the chess. I mean, there's this match. You're going to play Jan. You know Jan well. many people thought, okay, this is an easy ride for you because you